They do it in almost every home. Owners think they are being kind, giving their cat options, creating comfort. But this one sleeping setup, the one that feels generous and thoughtful, might actually be working against your cat's deepest biological needs. And the worst part? Your cat cannot tell you. They just quietly endure it, night after night, while their stress builds in ways you would never connect to something as simple as where you put their bed. Most people set this up with the best intentions. They never realize the damage until behavioral problems start showing up weeks or months later. Stay until the end, because the solution is not what you think, and the reason this setup causes stress will completely change how you see your cat's need for safety. The setup. Almost everyone gets wrong. Multiple sleeping spots scattered everywhere. Walk through any cat owner's home, and you will see it. A plush bed in the living room corner. Another cozy spot near the window. Maybe a heated pad in the bedroom. A cat tree with platforms in the hallway. Blankets folded on the couch. The thinking makes perfect sense to us. More options equals more comfort. Variety means happiness. Give them choices and they will pick what they love. If a hotel offered you 5 different rooms, you would feel spoiled. For a cat, it is the exact opposite. Scattering sleeping spots throughout your home is not generosity, it is territory fragmentation. And for an animal whose entire sense of safety is built on controlling and knowing their space, fragmentation creates a constant low-level state of vigilance that never fully turns off. Here is what is actually happening in your cat's mind. Every sleeping location is not just a bed. It is a zone they need to monitor, defend, and remember. Cats are both predators and prey animals. In the wild, a cat needs to know every corner of their territory, every entrance, every escape route, every place where danger could hide. Sleep only happens when that mental map feels complete and secure. When you create 6 different sleeping zones across 3 rooms, you are not giving your cat options. You are giving them 6 different territories to patrol, 6 spots they need to scent mark and recheck, 6 locations where their brain has to stay partially alert because there is no single secure home base. Think of it as forcing someone to sleep in a different hotel room every night. Sure, they are all beds, but none of them ever become the place where the nervous system fully lets go. Why this creates invisible stress. Cats do not show stress the way dogs do. They do not pace and whine. They internalize it. And one of the first things to suffer is sleep quality. Your cat might look like they are sleeping 12 hours a day. But if they are rotating between scattered locations, constantly repositioning, half opening their eyes at every sound, they are not entering deep restorative sleep. They are napping with one eye open, metaphorically speaking. This is where the biological truth gets interesting. Cats are crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. The middle of the day and the deep night are when they should be fully resting. Immune system recharging, stress hormones dropping, muscles repairing. But that only happens when the sleeping location feels unquestionably safe. When there is too much territory to mentally cover, the body never gives the full shutdown signal. Here is what happens next. A cat in chronic low-grade stress starts developing behavioral signals that owners almost never connect to sleeping setup. Over-grooming. Small patches of fur thinning on the legs or belly. Increased startle response. Slight aggression when touched during rest. Appetite changes. Litter box avoidance. These do not look like sleep problems, so no one ever thinks to look at where the cat beds are placed. In a multi-cat home, this gets even worse. If you have scattered sleeping spots everywhere, you have also created competition zones. Even in bonded pairs, cats have hierarchy. A submissive cat will avoid a bed if it smells like the dominant cat used it recently. So now that generous second bed in the hallway is not a gift. It is a source of social confusion. The subordinate cat does not know if using it will cause conflict. The dominant cat feels pressure to mark and patrol it to maintain status. Neither cat fully relaxes. What your cat actually needs. 1. Primary safe zone. This is the part that surprises people. Cats do not want 6 sleeping options. They want one absolutely secure home base, and then the freedom to explore from there. In behavioral terms, this is called a core territory, the place where all their vulnerable activities happen. Sleeping, grooming, eating in peace. Everything else is peripheral territory, the area they move through but do not need to control as tightly. When you give a cat one primary sleeping zone, something shifts in their behavior. That spot becomes the place their scent saturates completely, where they do not have to recheck and remark constantly, where their brain can file it under secure, no monitoring needed. And once they have that anchor, they stop feeling the need to defend multiple spots. The mental load drops. This does not mean they will never nap anywhere else. Cats are opportunistic resters. They will still curl up in a sunny spot or drape themselves over your laptop, but those are bonus naps, not core sleep. The difference is in the nervous system. A cat with a solid home base can take those casual naps without the underlying hum of territorial vigilance. Here is the part most people never realize. The location of that core sleeping zone matters more than the bed itself. It cannot be in a high-traffic area where they get stepped over or startled. It cannot be near loud appliances that cycle on unexpectedly. It cannot be in a spot where they have to watch multiple doorways at once. The best core zones are elevated enough to give a view, enclosed enough to feel protected, and positioned so the cat can see approaches without being in the main flow of household activity. A corner of your bedroom. A closet with the door kept partially open. The top platform of a cat tree placed against a wall, not in the center of a room. An unused bathroom with a soft bed on the counter. These locations work because they satisfy the brain's threat assessment, limited entry points, good sight lines, low disturbance probability. When a cat's brain checks all those boxes, the sleep chemistry changes. Cortisol drops, healing hormones rise, deep sleep cycles become possible. The transition: how to fix this without confusing your cat. If you have been running the scattered bed setup for months or years, your cat is habituated to it. You cannot just remove 5 beds overnight and expect them to understand. The transition needs to respect their mental map while gently consolidating their sense of safety. Start by observing where your cat actually sleeps most deeply. Not where they perch during the day, but where they go for long, fully relaxed sleep. That spot, or one very close to it, should become the primary zone. Upgrade that bed. Make it the most appealing option. Add a worn t-shirt of yours for scent comfort. Position it in the ideal corner or elevation if it is not already there. Then, over 2 to 3 weeks, start slowly removing the secondary beds. Not all at once. One every 4 or 5 days. Let your cat's scent fade from those spots naturally. You will notice something interesting. They probably will not even look for most of them. The beds you thought were favorites were really just patrol stops, places they checked because they felt they had to, not because they loved them. Some cats will test you during this transition. They might sleep in weird spots for a few nights, on top of the dryer or inside a cardboard box. This is not rejection of the new setup. This is them making sure you are not taking away all their options before they commit to the primary zone. Let them experiment. Do not rush to add beds back. Within a week, most cats naturally gravitate to the upgraded core zone because it finally feels secure enough to claim fully. Before this video ends, check your home. Before you click away, take a second to mentally walk through your space. How many designated cat beds or sleeping zones do you have set up right now? 3, 5, 7? Have you noticed your cat rotating between them restlessly, never fully settling into one? Do they startle easily during naps? Do they seem like they are always half awake, even when resting? Share in the comments how many sleeping spots you currently have scattered around. Your honesty might help another cat owner realize why their cat seems tired but never truly rested. If you want to understand your cat's environmental needs on a deeper behavioral level, not just as surface preferences but as hardwired survival instincts, make sure to hit like on this video and subscribe to channel. Turn on the bell so you never miss a new episode. Here at our channel, every week is a new lesson in feline psychology, so you can recognize the quiet ways your setup might be saying, "Stay alert," when you meant to say, "You are safe here."